The Shadow of Elsinore, the tale of Prince Hamlet. High atop the cold stone battlements of Elsinore Castle in Denmark, a restless spirit wanders. This is the ghost of King Hamlet, whose sudden death has cast a long shadow over the kingdom. While the story was first inspired by old legends like Saxo Grammaticus's Hamlet, William Shakespeare transformed it into the ultimate revenge tragedy. Here, young Prince Hamlet first learns a terrible secret. His father did not die of a snake bite, but was murdered by his own brother, the new King Claudius. Inside the castle, the air is thick with the scent of celebration and betrayal. King Claudius has ascended the throne and quickly married Queen Gertrude, Hamlet's mother. For Hamlet, this o'er-hasty marriage is a sign of deep corruption, leading him to lament that something is rotten in the state of Denmark. While the court rejoices, Hamlet remains draped in mourning black, his heart heavy with the weight of a duty he is not yet ready to claim. Hamlet confides his grief to Horatio, his most loyal friend from his university days in Wittenberg. Horatio is the voice of reason in a world going mad, standing as the witness who will eventually tell Hamlet's story to the world. They discuss the ghost's command for revenge, but Hamlet is a philosopher, not a soldier. He begins to wonder if the spirit was truly his father, or a demon sent to tempt him into a sin that would stain his soul forever. To protect himself and watch his enemies, Hamlet puts on an antic disposition, pretending to be mad. But in the quiet of his own mind, he struggles with the greatest question of all. In the most famous of his 5 major soliloquies, he asks, to be or not to be? He weighs the pain of life against the undiscovered country of death, showing the audience that his greatest enemy is not the king, but his own paralyzing doubt and procrastination. Not everyone in Elsinore is a king or a prince. Polonius, the talkative Lord Chamberlain, believes Hamlet's madness is simply the ecstasy of love for his daughter Ophelia. Polonius gives his son Laertes famous advice: neither a borrower nor a lender be, before sending him off to France. Meanwhile, he uses Ophelia as a pawn to spy on the prince, inadvertently drawing the innocent girl into a web of political deceit that she cannot escape. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king, Hamlet declares. He hires a troupe of traveling actors to perform a play called The Murder of Gonzago, which he modifies to mirror his father's death. During the performance, which Hamlet calls the mousetrap, he watches Claudius closely. When the king rises in a panic and calls for light, the prince finally has the proof he needs. The ghost told the truth. Soon after, Hamlet confronts his mother in her private closet. He speaks daggers to her, accusing her of betraying his father's memory. When he hears a noise behind a wall hanging, or arras, he strikes out, hoping to kill the king. Instead, he finds he has killed the meddling Polonius. This turning point seals Hamlet's fate. He is no longer just a victim of a crime, but a perpetrator of one, and he is sent away to England under guard. Returning from his journey after a narrow escape from pirates, Hamlet encounters a gravedigger. He holds the skull of Yorick, the old court jester, and realizes that death is the great equalizer. Kings and beggars all end as dust. This scene shifts the play's tone from revenge to a stoic acceptance of fate. When he learns that Ophelia has drowned in her grief, Hamlet realizes that his delay has cost the lives of those he once loved. The tragedy reaches its peak in a final duel. Claudius has manipulated Laertes into seeking revenge for his father Polonius by using a poisoned foil and a poisoned cup of wine. In a flurry of action, Gertrude accidentally drinks the poison, and both Hamlet and Laertes are wounded by the deadly blade. Before he dies, Hamlet finally finds the resolve to kill Claudius, purging the rottenness from Denmark at the cost of his own life. As the curtain falls, the Norwegian Prince Fortinbras arrives to find the royal house of Denmark in ruins. He orders a soldier's burial for Hamlet, acknowledging his noble spirit. Horatio remains behind to report me and my cause aright, ensuring the story of the prince who thought too much is never forgotten. Through 5 acts of poetry and blood, Shakespeare created a masterpiece that remains the most studied and performed play in the history of the world. As the curtain falls, the Norwegian Prince Fortinbras arrives to find the royal house of Denmark in ruins. He orders a soldier's burial for Hamlet, acknowledging his noble spirit. Horatio remains behind to report me and my cause aright, ensuring the story of the prince who thought too much is never forgotten. Through 5 acts of poetry and blood, Shakespeare created a masterpiece that remains the most studied and performed play in the history of the world.